Welcome back to Aether Eternius, Dark Side of the Foundry. Last time we had some reconciliation happen between several characters, and regrettably, we didn't get a chance to get to the reveal of our player Allie's new character, which is actually about to happen. After a lot of talking, a lot of back and forth, a lot of chance to really kind of make up for some more harsh words that were said to one another, roast.
What?
Especially roast to various specifically, as well as just some general discovery of what had happened to their titular bard's corpse, which is now, suffice to say, your entire house is going to be covered with glitter permanently. There is no escaping it.
Oh,
Sorry, that's what you get. But after a bit of back and forth, a lot of character dialogue and the like, eventually Pride showed up basically at what equivalates to 2 a.m. in the morning to wake everyone up and say, "Hey, they're finally ready. I'm going to be taking you to go meet them." However, they had to do so stealthily due to the fact that, curfew's happening, and still currently is. So they made an attempt to cast Pass Without Trace and instead wound up magic missiling themselves in the face 4 times. Great job, Pride.
in here for now when I look.
Eventually, the group decided to just try to take it stealthy, which regrettably failed, and they were caught by the guard. However, thanks to a glorious nat 20, which is a 19 for roast, technically, because the nat 1 modifier, he was able to convince the guard that they were just kind of showing them to the tavern that they stayed in fire. And thankfully, the guard bought it. So eventually, they made it to fire, but surprisingly enough, once they reached fire, the guards didn't bother them at all. If anything, it was almost as if many of the guards were in the know. No one stopped them getting to the Citadel fire. And as they moved their way through the building, they eventually made it to the wing where a lot of Auntie's guests are being currently taken care of, due to the fact that Over the Hedge is, currently down for business at the point. And we left off as they were about to open the doorway that leads into the area that the positives and negatives have claimed for their own. As Pride opens the door, it leads the way into what looks to be a kind of a similar room that you guys have stayed in before. It's a very lush, pretty lavish room. However, there are several more rooms attached to this one, kind of like almost a sort of penthouse suite kind of deal. So you've got like kind of a living room, you got a large bedroom, you have some other side rooms and the like. But more importantly, there are several figures standing in the central room at this point. Two of them you immediately recognize, those two being Astrov and Zenith, but they seem to be flanking the form of a figure that is clad in gold, blue, and white. And for the most part, it seems like Astrov is fussing over something with the figure, more importantly, their armor. Allie, I would like your character to roll me a perception, please.
oh,
Indeed. As the door opens, you're immediately able to pick up on the fact that you guys have visitors now. Astrov is too busy fumbling with some clasps on your armor, muttering to himself. Uh, let's see, what about Zenith? Zenith doesn't notice either. You're the only one that notices in the room. These people, you distinctly do remember, are your friends.
hmm.
And all of
Oh,
you do indeed see the figure inside the room with Zenith and Astrov.
Um, I can't change my name.
oh,
Hmm?
Huh? My name's still showing as Flex. How do I change that?
I'm not sure. Probably you sense that cog.
I think it's something that you have to play.
Oh,
Oh, display name.
Yeah.
there we go.
Mhm. But yes, it
There
seems
we
your
go.
friends have finally arrived. Would you like to describe yourself for us, Allie?
Um, okay, so my character is a oh jeez. So She is a medium height, although looks a little taller because of the boots and the hat. Give me a second. I'm looking at a friggin' picture again. It's so
It's okay. You're all right. Take your time.
Okay, so she is a she's about medium height. Has a semi-heel type boot. The figure is in blues and golds with sort of a metallic silver scale underlining, and it's incredibly sparkly. Her face is a Venetian styled mask, and there's a giant blue diamond on the top, and she has 3 more blue diamonds on her outfit as well.
Okay.
4.
But as of right now, it's obvious that Zenith and Astro have not seen the visitors. You have, of course. You do recognize every single one of them. You know Rose. They're all rather fresh in your memory.
Mm-hmm.
And they definitely look tired as they're kind of led in by Pride into the room. But Pride will kind of sit there for a moment, noticing that Zenith and Astro have not seen them, and will just kind of... Astro finally stops kind of finagling with your armor a little bit. He's a stickler for details, as you are wont to know. And he immediately looks toward the door before pausing. It's like, oh, you're already here. I expected that to take a little bit longer. Oh, well, so I'm guessing a lot of you have a lot of questions for us right now, but I think it's best that we start with reintroducing you to your friend. And he will motion at Luminosa. You may have known them as another name, but it seems they have chosen to go by another name now. This is Luminosa.
And she's going to show us to where Flix is then?
Astro kind of will look to Zenith, look to you, Luminosa, before looking back to Tibbs, like, this is them.
Ah. A little bit different. Same color scheme.
Luminosa will purse her hands just under her and rest her chin just above them.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be like, my darlings, you look exhausted.
Pride
Whatever were you doing?
Pride kind of cringes a little. It's like, I might have woken them up just recently to bring them here.
Well, they look like they could have used at least 10 more hours in.
Yes, but I wanted to make sure that they got here and you were able to reunite with your friends. It was kind of our deal with once that they felt you were ready, that as you are muted, I just want to let you know. Oh, you know? Okay. Oh, shouldn't have eaten the cereal. For those
Wait,
not knowing.
That's till the halfway point, ads. You know this.
I keep telling you, tricks are for kids.
Or else you'll get that punch in the gut.
Mm-hmm. But Zenith will kind of look over the group before looking back to Luminos. It's like, I'm surprised they're not a bit more enthusiastic about this. Especially
it's just a shock.
Why
little
does
bit.
she look like a doe?
Zenith and Astros just kind of look at one another before looking back at Tibbs. So
Various looks over at Tips too, like
Tibbs has his head cocked to the
Ro-
side, being like, "What?"
Rose is also going to give a pointed look at Tiberius.
they can choose their form. Zenith kind of is squinting now at you, Tibbs. They just chose to appear this way, and usually with a formling, they're often, try to go for something that's comfortable for them.
Huh. You have no wings. It's kind of strange not to have wings. I mean, Flick's had wings before. No wings.
Well, I don't really have the need to flit around anymore. And this form just seemed more voluminous, voluptuous. I really
Yeah.
liked the shape of Frius.
Slow look at Frius.
And Astro will kind of chuckle. It's like, well, regardless, you look fantastic. I'm
Thank
actually
you, darling.
Mhm. I'm just glad we finally got the armor in. That was a pain and a half.
Yes, well
We
now those guild ruffians won't know what hit them.
exactly.
And it'll be my sword.
But
Oh.
Astro will go ahead and look at. Go ahead, Jen.
s- sorry, we didn't quite realize it was you at first. It's good to see you.
And it's good to see all of you. I missed you all so much.
Well, if you all would like, Pride kind of perks up. You can stay here for the rest of the night. I don't think it'd be safe for a lot of you to sneak back to your home, if that's all right. And he'll kind of look at Zenith and Astro, who Zenith kind of does that little look, kind of like when someone leans back, like ugh. Astro, on the other hand, is like, oh sure, I don't mind. Give you all a chance to catch up with your friend as well.
I think that's wise.
Hmm. But feel free to lounge about. For the most part, we just use this room to lay low, considering everything is happening.
What's with the hat?
Don't you just love it? I think it looks glorious.
Certainly suits the form you've taken, but you
Mhm.
didn't have a hat before. You had a floofy hat, not a hat like that.
Yes, this is an elegant hat to match a new elegant attire.
Ah. I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
Don't worry, Tibbsy. You'll understand soon enough that I pinch his cheek.
You definitely can hear kind of a chuckle from Astra, but Zenith, who looks, it's hard to tell with a giant bird mask what he looks like or feels like. He just kind of slumps his shoulders, kind of shoves his hands into non-existent pockets, really,
So he shoved his hands into himself.
essentially.
Wait,
But he kind of looks over all of you before his eyes kind of almost rest on you, Tibbs.
what?
Oh, nothing.
Then why are you looking at me like this? I just woke up. Listen,
No, there's something else about you. That's all.
as what now? I'm sure
Oh,
it's nothing. It's Gardanian, I'm sure.
Got better.
yes, indeed. In fact, after that, he just completely turns and starts to walk out of the room. Not before reaching out to grab hold of Pride to kind of tug him along, kind of by his coat. It's like, come on along.
Out of character. The jig is up.
Various is gonna watch him walk away and slowly look over to Astrov. So I do have one fairly important question.
Yes, of course. Please excuse my brother's odd behavior. He's. Well, it's hard to explain Zenith, really.
He doesn't want us here. I get it.
It's, pay in mind, it's born from a place of anxiety and fear.
Understandable, but I still have a question.
Of course.
So you came at a, were you both following us? Or
Give me an insight check.
No.
ow, 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 ow.
What?
Sorry.
Is that kitten claws?
No, you know how when a nerve just goes off and it feels like something just pinched you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, insight, my best stat ever.
Shit. Okay.
Damn.
Oh,
Uh,
never
yeah.
mind. Okay.
Grace, as you're kind of squinting at Astro, you do notice that he's kind of looking to the side. He's kind of got that straight back, kind of like, no, he was following you. They were both of them were following you. You can definitely tell. Just
Uh-huh.
it's kind of that little stance of like, no, what do you mean? And you can see him looking to the side, and it's like,
Why were you following us?
I he kind of holds his hands out to the side, like,
Tiberius is going to give
well,
Tiberius is going to give Varys a nudge because I told you we're the entertainment for the entire plane.
no. It's nothing like that. It was just, well, usually when people cause a ruckus, that tends to attract attention, and we happened to notice that you attracted quite a lot of attention. So we decided to sit to the side and kind of see where it went. Though when we saw the direction it was going, we stepped in. We have eyes and ears all over the Foundry. It was only it's it's more inevitable that something's going to catch our attention, and
You're
well, like,
doing quite a bit of backpedaling and back and forth
mm,
for someone who is.
okay, fine. Pride was following you, said that you were in some trouble, and called us. Is that what you want to
It's at least information.
hear? He was worried that you lot were going to cause more trouble in the Foundry and wanted some insurance in case something happened. Something did happen, of course, which is why we jumped in to help.
Oh, odd circumstances aside, it's help that is appreciated. I'm sure Luminosa would not be the very least to attest to that if it weren't for your invention.
If it were not for us, your friend would be gone. And that is not something I would like to witness myself again.
Yes, and of course, getting revenge on the individual who would have done that is out of the question. So I guess we'll take our time speaking to our comrade who has returned to get a better
Well,
idea as to who they are now? Question mark.
well, mm, revenge is a pretty strong word, don't you think?
No.
Hmm.
Um,
Astro just has a look of worry.
um,
Is there a different word for justice in this place? Revenge? That is how it works, isn't it? Ear for an ear, tooth for a tooth,
Mm,
gouge out the eye if someone attacked you. That's how it
mm,
works.
not here. Uh,
Ah,
it's like, no, definitely not here. Especially for an outsider.
well, that's why I said I believe it was not something that was attainable.
Uh, I mean, not unless you're someone of really high standing, but
Ah, So there is a difference in standing for outsiders then.
You know, we could spend the rest of the dead night talking about civics, or we can sit down and get some quality time with our friend.
Yes, yes, that is a fantastic idea. In fact, we have a side room over here, a little study area if you would like to sit, chat, and maybe get some of that rest that pride pulled you out of. Apologies for that.
Hmm. Very well, let's see how much Flix has changed with this Luminosa persona they've adapted.
Hmm.
Um,
Astro just kind of raises a brow at the it looks like he raises a brow, but it's almost as if one eye gets bigger than the other because that's all you can see behind the mask. And we'll kind of look to Luminosa, then back to Tibbs, then back to Luminosa. It's like, are you sure these are your friends?
Oh, quite.
All right, well, I'm trusting you with this. And
Mm-hmm.
we'll kind of give her a gentle pat on the arm. It's like, well, there are snacks and the like in the study for all of you. Or if you just want to crash on the sofas, feel free. Some of you feel like you're ready to topple over. And yes, I said feel. I am a positive after all.
Still don't get how that works.
Oh, it's kind of think of it like this. Tiberius was your name, right?
Yes,
I
that is
know
my name.
about your special eyes. Imagine, if you will, being able to kind of see the energy around someone.
I
Like
don't quite have to imagine that, thank you.
think of their emotional state, their emotional energy. That's sort of what I can see. In fact, Luminosa can see the same thing.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
that would have been quite useful back in Gardenia, but okay. Can we spend some time with our recently departed friend to see?
Of course. With that, Astro will kind of slightly bow their head before moving off to another part of the kind of suite, kind of leaving all of you in the room alone.
Was it the same for you, Rose?
The same what exactly?
Well, did you look different than what you look like now compared to what Flix looks
Oh,
like
it's-
now?
does if I remember right, Rose doesn't remember much.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me about that.
I'm sorry. It's just you can.
No, it's fine, it's fine. Everyone's experience with reincarnating into a primordial, it's different.
Right,
Like
but
just
it's
as
still,
just
it's
the
still
fact that
Flix in there.
it flicks to a certain degree, yes.
Lumina, what's the last thing you remember?
Do you remember how you died? Because I remember how I died.
I haven't died yet.
I'm talking to the
Yeah.
firelight.
Oh,
Yeah, get used to that feeling.
Oh, were you crushed by a primordial lord? Then don't tell me to get used to feelings, darling.
I okay. I'm
where this is going.
Now, either way, put aside all your bad negative feelings. They're ruining my glow. Shape up. We have work to do.
oh
So get over all yourselves and all of your problems. They don't matter anymore.
I
That doesn't sound like Flix at all.
I'm just picturing poor Varys is sitting there like short circuiting in the brain, like
Different levels of confusion.
if Darius knew more about Faye, they might have some input, but Various doesn't. Oh, it was
just can't
Oh God! Speaker run.
But as for the room that Astro kind of pointed you all toward, it's got like a nice roaring fire. It's kind of nice and toasty and cozy in the room. There is a sort of a bowl full of various fruits inside of it. There is there are some
Fruits? Fruits sound great.
yeah, it's kind of nice little fruits. There's also a bit of a basket that seems to have various little pastries inside of it.
Wait,
Most of them are actually still quite warm because at least you, Luminosa, would know that Lumis, aka Moon Mom, as many of you know her as, the other positive primordial, kind of made them in anticipation for guests as well, aka your friends.
So do elementals eat as well?
You can taste, you can smell, you can all do all that, but you don't have to worry about getting full.
Perfect! I am grabbing all the pastries. Even better!
Okay, that is definitely Flix.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget the wine!
Yep.
Give me a random 1d6 for me, just for fun.
Ooh.
Oh no.
No, just give me one.
Aha!
There are 3 bottles of wine on the table.
Ah, perfect. I take all 3.
But yeah, you guys can definitely tell. Yeah, that's still your friend.
I apologize. It's just a
I
shock.
know, it's a shock. I'm even more beautiful than I was before.
I better on the eyes.
Mm-hmm. But because we had issues with everyone being so weak, not being able to protect each other.
I was gonna say you look a little more outfitted than before.
Mm-hmm. So before I used to sing songs of deeds and didn't
Heroics?
really take things seriously. And then had a full-on mental breakdown.
What?
And then I somewhat came out of it, and then I broke down again. So, sorry for all of that.
Luminosa, would you be willing to tell us what was going on? Because you said some things right before you left.
What did I say? I said a lot of things before I left.
Uh,
Gotta be a
you-
little more specific there, Derry.
when we were leaving, you mentioned something about becoming a monstrosity and then sort of laughed it off and continued on.
Oh, yes, that's because I apparently was an unseelie fae the whole time, and they go insane!
Rose, you know what an unseelie fae is. Almost rather personally, I would say. In fact, that kind of hits you pretty hard. You know that the unseelie fae tend to be very chaotic, dangerous creatures.
That explains so much.
Oh, does it ever? Mm.
What does this mean?
I have no idea.
So, remember how my old mentor kind of lost his mind and created that gardeny place?
Yes.
He has, well, some would have called it a fey mood, but it's definitely a lot worse than that. He has almost a split personality.
Which
She's
is
not
something you don't have to worry about anymore. He says, kind of looking at the female figure, being like, split personality.
Explains all the glitter and nail polish and lipstick.
But no, Luminosa, I would say that you feel perfectly fine. Compared to before, it's almost as if your mind is all in one place now.
Yeah, I feel whole again.
You do.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you, magical voice from the sky.
I will say that.
Thank you, my voice.
I will say that though, from DM to player, I will say one thing in private to you.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
You're going for pizza.
Oh.
It's
Pizza time.
fine.
No, not pizza time. Just a quiet little
Okay.
message to the side.
Pizza type time.
Oh no.
So Jericho has another side to him that is cruel and malicious and very vicious.
Well,
And he, along with his partner, they have to be put away in cast irons. Cast irons, oh my god, they're in a frying pan. No. They have to be put away in irons during this time because they're a threat to not only themselves, but anyone else around them.
the one time that improvised weapon is especially useful.
Yeah,
She's a
cast
cast iron
iron barrels
skilled.
do it! Oh, all my fairies.
Oh God.
Luminosa, your former mentor and
I
There can
smile
pay-
at work like, you can call me Lumi.
Aww.
Lumi, Jericho and their compatriot, they wouldn't happen to be gentry, would they?
They are gentry princes.
God
You
damn it, I
have a
knew it.
sudden- Yeah, Bruce, as you hear that, you feel a sudden pit form in your stomach. You've dealt with gentry princes before. They tend to be ancient, powerful creatures that normal fae folk often fear. In fact, I'm pulling you aside.
Oh, bye.
Bye!
Hi, Rose.
Rose, as you begin to think about Luminosa's words about Jericho and Florence being gentry princes, you start to recall your own memories of your previous Fae masters. Both of them were in the same boat. They were ancient and they were powerful. They commanded armies, they commanded entire realms. You know the power that these things hold. The fact that Flix's mentors are these things and they are already out to essentially cause havoc has a pit forming in your stomach. You have a bad feeling that if those two broke out somehow, it'd mean trouble.
But as eat earlier than 7 o'clock at night.
I wasn't hungry.
Friend!
Oh,
That was a
How you
decent.
doing, Rose? Everything good? Everything's good, isn't it? Yeah, everything's fine. I'm great. All right, let's move on.
no
It's a
pentagramas there.
decent pizza. Well, I will say butterflies are not a topping.
Oh no.
Sure, it's fine.
Fine.
No, it's not.
That is something
It's as
that
fine as Bart's heritage.
in time. In time, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's perfectly fine. Anyway, you guys kind of look at Rose and see that he's kind of got that little, like, a 1,000-yard stare look.
Rose.
Ooh, that's not a good look.
Rose.
Uh,
Moons to Rose.
I snap my fingers. Come on.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Was the view wonderful there?
You look like you were having
I'm.
some kind of traumatic event.
It's just the weariness getting to me is all.
Well then, I suggest that the rest of us get some sleep after having been interrupted by Pride. I'm glad that you're back, Luminosa Flix.
You can just call me Lumi. It's easier that way.
Luminosa. Excellent.
Ah, one day you'll learn. One day.
Does anyone else have a question for our returned friend?
We need to figure out what we want to do now.
I believe we still have to speak to the core, don't we?
Yes.
Yes, very much so.
Well, I guess then it's rest and then try and find our way back there. Well, I'm sure they already know what we're saying, so they'll find us and bring us down, and we'll hear our options.
This is fine.
I'm sure it's fine. But are you guys gonna relax for the rest of the night?
Tibbs is
Wait,
gonna wait till
Just shreds, you say?
Tibbs is gonna wait till Luminosa and him can be.
Okay.
Oh.
Go ahead, Jin.
Yeah, Various is going to settle in and be just trying to deal with the last day and a half.
Mm-hmm. And there's sofas all around the room. They're pretty cozy, pretty comfy. You can easily kind of just lay on it and kind of conk out if you want to. And there are plenty of other rooms as well. There are some rooms with beds. There are other entities, other beings in the other rooms. Pay in mind, and you are free to talk to them as well.
Dad, stop it!
I'm going to go and walk a little bit if that's all right.
I don't think going alone would be a good idea. Let's be completely clear here. We are being hunted by both sides at this point.
I'm staying in the rooms. I'm not going outside.
You better not be. Don't put yourself in any kind of extra danger.
Huh. You're worried about me?
No, we've already lost one individual. Getting another one would be unsightly.
Wow.
Wow.
Pointed look again at Tibbs.
We've got a good
Various
ratio here.
seems unbothered. Various knows.
You think
Is-
you honestly think that Varys wouldn't come out looking exactly like Belua? That's
Please
part
tell
of his
me-
Titan right there.
Please tell me Various kind of has that knowing smug.
It's just like he knows he has a good grasp of stuff. Well, I will be somewhat careful. And then starts to hurry off.
Tibbs is going to tap his foot for about 3 seconds and be like, Varys, can you please follow Varys?
Various is typing.
No, phrase it's no longer typing.
Oh, okay.
She'll look over at the sofas, look back at Tiberius, and then just give a nod before doing another thing like back in Wind, where keeping her distance to watch, but not being right next to Various.
Hopefully Various doesn't punch through something again, huh?
There's no trees here. It's okay.
You call it stalking. You call it stalking. I call it walking just extremely close behind.
Oh, and I want to listen to that song.
But
That
currently,
song's awesome.
as Various leaves the room and Frius kind of slowly falls behind, the room is now just Rose, Tiberius, and Luminosa.
And Tiberius is going to wait for Rose to be distracted.
Rose, what are you planning to do?
After Various and Frius leave, Rose will look over to Luminosa. Now, Lumi, if there's any assistance you need with, the way you are now, anything, any questions, anything like that, just don't hesitate to ask any of us or me. I've been down this road before.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. What's it up?
What was that?
There
1 second.
Okay, no problem.
One Mississippi.
Okay.
All right, we're
Come
back.
here, Zoe. Come here.
Wait 1 second.
First,
Oh,
take your time.
did-
It's okay.
There was a one-inch turn. 1 second.
Did I hear a
One
doggo?
Mississippi.
The kids are getting chocolate. I have vouched
Oh,
against it. But
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh. Oh dear.
you missed that, but the eldest just yelled, "Woohoo! Free candy!"
Oh no.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun putting them to bed later. All right, continue.
So, Rose, are you going to be settling down for the night, or are you going to go do something else? What do you wish to do?
Rose is going to look to Tibbs and Lumi, look to the sofa, look to Tibbs and Lumi, look back to the sofa, look back at Tibbs and Lumi, and then back to the sofa.
Looks pretty cozy.
Ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise, if you'll pardon me, and is going to flop face first into the sofa cushion.
Okay. So essentially, it is now just Tibbs and Luminosa in the room.
Tiberius is literally going to wait to make sure there's snoring noises or the equivalent of sleeping fire noises from Rose.
So crackling
sleeping fire.
campfire noises. Just
Just crackling embers, whatever it sounds like or smells like when they're asleep.
Oh, sleeping fire smells fire.
Brimstone, Maple. They're asleep. Awesome. What?
Amazing.
I love it. I love it.
When Rose is passed out, Tiberius is going to move up to Luminosa and kind of poke them.
I'm still the same. Just you get more glitter on you now.
No, please don't. No more.
Oh,
glitter.
yes.
No, it's
Look at your fingers.
Yeah, you've got some glitter on you.
he knows better than to try and wipe it off, so he's just going to reach in his pocket and withdraw a small necklace.
Oh.
You left this when you. Well. Anyhow, I figured you'd want it back.
We're the sweetest little guy, and I hug him.
Oh, there's glitter everywhere now.
Yes,
I'd say even more so, it's almost as if the glitter itself floats around Luminosa, just kind of like an ever sparkling sky around them.
Why? Why do you do this?
Because reasons.
As soon as Tiberius,
it's glorious.
as soon as the hug is done, Tiberius is just going to look down at the glittering that's floating around him. Try his best to kind of like brush it, realize that nothing's happening. Give a bit of a sigh and say, "Yes, well, just keep it on you. Don't show others or talk about it."
Oh, no. Oh, you mean the necklace? Yes, of course.
What did you think I meant?
The glitter.
Like I could tell you to get rid of it. You had it when you were Flix. I'd imagine that it's part of your being now, and you breathe it.
Well, yes, it also protects others.
Oh, joy! Of course it does.
Well, yes, because I've come back to protect you all.
So are you?
To make sure you don't fall in battle.
So wait, are you some kind of glitter primordial?
Kind of. I mean, more like happiness.
I mean, it's not wrong. Positive and basically glitter and the glitter Venetian Carnival Masters incarnate.
You do realize that while you were Flix, the glitter didn't exactly effuse happiness.
That's fine. It makes people happy now.
If
I'm dying.
Chippy, if anything, can you please give me an intelligence roll for me real quick?
Oh, boy, howdy! I can sure roll that stat.
You don't notice anything. It's fine.
What the hell, man?
It's fine.
Oh, right, you're a sorcerer. You're not smart.
No.
Yeah, all of it's in charisma. But yeah, everything's fine. You don't really notice anything.
Right. Well, I'm gonna get some rest. Do you need? He looks over at Rose. Well, they need to rest, so I figure you need to rest. So perhaps finding a place for you to lie down wouldn't be a bad plan.
What accent was that?
Sorry, I'm trying to get back the Tibbs accent.
You're fine. I was like, wait, what's that?
Boy.
I think.
Boy.
Oh, that was Reggie.
No, Reggie has more of an accent like this. It's harder to speak with Reggie because Reggie don't pronounce all of his R's and O's.
Now I'm confused because I have a character named Reggie, but he's an Eladrin. Okay.
No,
Reggie's a talking skull.
Reggie's an old paladin that got brought back. You see, and he's nothing but a talking skull now and makes all kinds of jokes about pointing fingers at each other, but he don't have no fingers to point.
Yep,
That's amazing.
what he does.
But I'd say Tibbs, a lot of these couches and sofas look very plush, very nice to lay down on. After all, this is the Fire Lord's palace, so
He's
you're
going
pretty
to
much
pick
staying
the
in a
one that
castle.
he's going to pick the one that looks appropriate for someone of his standing to lie down on.
So you kind of find one that kind of has like gold trim, like embroidered into it, nice red cushions, got a kind of a Rococo style
Out of character,
theming.
is there a plaque that says Leonard's couch?
Leonard's couch.
No, this is just a regular. This is not Leonard's personal room now.
Okay, he'll sleep there then. I mean, if it did say Leonard's couch, he was going to sleep there anyhow, but
I mean, you could always try to sneak into Leonard's room.
no.
It is a place you can go.
He knows he's too tired to get away with stealth right now,
Hmm.
so it's just straight to sleep.
Okay.
All right. So when Tibbs goes to sleep, I'm just gonna cover him with a like whatever cloth or blanket is around that area. I'm assuming
There's,
everyone
there's,
has
there's probably
blankets.
tons. Yeah, there's probably tons of blankets all over the place.
So I'll cover him with one of those, and I'm actually gonna go to Leonard's room.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Sure. You know where it is. It's actually, as you leave the room, no one really pays you much mind. This is a safe place for positives, after all. It is Leonard's castle.
Mhm.
But you kind of move down the halls, past several guards. They don't pay you any mind. And eventually you reach a large corridor with a huge set of doors at the very end of it. The doors are open, they're kind of ajar. There is light on currently, as you know the nerd. He's probably up reading till all hours.
I'm gonna knock on the ajar door.
Okay. And you will hear a rather pleasant, yes, come on in. And
And
inside the room is a rather large, expansive room. It's sort of in a circular shape with a huge four-poster bed on one side that looks way too big for Leonard, with pillows that are way too big for him. In fact, you could probably lay on one of the pillows. It's almost as if it was a room made for a giant. But as of recently, several of the furniture pieces have been scaled down for someone of his size. So instead of having the giant
this
desk,
feels like just a lord thing.
probably.
I might have a bit of a lord bias now. It just might be in there for a reason. Not really sure. Maybe because I died.
It could be, but in a way, I'd say actually give me a history check.
Oh god. Is Luminosa going to start the revolution against the lords?
Oh my god.
Actually, I'd say that you are still a primordial. You are connected to some degree to the communal memory. You know that the reason why the bedpost and some of the other furniture is way too large is because the previous Fire Lord was a giant. Like, he was huge. He was a big boy. Like,
How did he
Leonard probably
die?
would come up to his knee.
How did the previous Fire Lord die?
uh, as far as
Toilet
you're
accident.
aware, it was actually Leonard that had killed him and took his place.
Really?
But no one knows the details of it. They just know that Leonard did something and took the position.
All right.
But no one's really cared much because Leonard's a much nicer ruler compared to the last one, who was a tyrannical pirate lord.
Oh man, there could have been like flaming skull and crossbones everywhere. That
I
would've been hardcore.
mean, there had been.
Amazing.
Out of character, Tiberius, if he learned that, we'd be like, what do you do? Bore him to death?
But here's the thing: you do distinctly remember that Leonard had once taken you to a war room, which was actually more of a treasure room. Imagine the underbelly of Treasure Planet, kind of what it looks like, and you did see a giant pirate ship there when you were there. But Leonard is at a much smaller desk compared to some of the other furniture in the room, and he's definitely reading.
I just need to correct something, Nova. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Oh.
Leonard brought Nye to the pirate room.
Okay.
It wasn't me. It's right.
Okay, sorry. Then never
Sorry.
mind. Scratch
Sorry.
that.
Just
Yeah, you're right. Tim.
No, thank
Same
you very
person,
much.
wrong character.
Same person, wrong character, but again, thank you for that.
Perfect. So I'm just gonna ask him if I could borrow a moment of his time, if it's not too much.
And Leonard will kind of close the book before setting it aside. It's like, yes, of course. What can I do for you, Miss Luminosa?
I wanted to actually apologize for my previous incarnation's behavior towards you and
Oh,
just in general. He
He's,
kind of lost his mind.
it's perfectly understandable. Everyone has their own mental traumas and like to go through, and he'll kind of stand up for his desk and approach you. He's actually shorter than you.
Yeah.
He's a shorty. Everyone knows this.
Actually, how tall is Leonard?
He's about 5'4".
Oh my god.
He's actually taller because she's probably about 5'2" with the hat.
Oh, really? Okay, so he's
Yeah.
just a little bit taller, but he'll kind of approach you and
Because
he's
she's
got
still trying to get Flix's height. Well, Flix was like, he was lithe, but he was short.
But Leonard will kind of clasp his hands together before kind of bowing his head to you. It's like, it's perfectly understandable. Everyone has their own mental problems, and I'm sure you had your own. But all is forgiven. Trust me on that.
Well, I do appreciate it. It was harder times and harder to not really understand what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I
do you know what's happened with Jericho and Florence? Are they still in that state?
They currently are, I'm afraid, yes.
Is there any way to bring them back to themselves, or will they be stuck as the Gentry princes?
Funny that you are asking that of me. He will actually motion to his desk and lead you over there. As he leads you to the desk, you'll find that there's several tomes and scrolls kind of sprawled out over the place. But one reoccurring theme you see is that a lot of the books that he has are in relation to the Feywild.
Okay.
I have been doing some research, Luminosa, and I think I might have found some way to at least temporarily, or maybe even if it goes as I think it will, permanently resolve this. And I was
Really?
actually originally going to contact you, well, when you were Flix, as for the solution to the problem, as of course it does directly correlate to us, because as of right now, they're not just a threat to the Feywild, they're a threat to the plains.
Yes, exactly. They've lost it.
They have, and I want to help.
My worry is if they end up in a similar situation as me and decide to take on that brute Madarach.
That is my concern as well, because they are, especially the two of them together, are tyrannical lords. They usually desire to conquer territory and take it for their own, and I have a great fear about that they might be trying to do that here.
But the question is, do you think they could actually fight the Matter Lord?
No. His ears kind of draw back. He's like, no, 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 no. That's
Okay,
why I've been researching
that's
so
good then
hard.
at least.
It's good for us, but it's not good for them.
No, because they're stupid enough to think they can, because I did the same thing.
More the
To
fact
be
that
fair, I did land a few blows on him. I'm very proud of that.
that's fair.
Still a bit of a
But-
jerk, though.
But what I've been researching is that if there's a chance to disrupt the connection to their titles, their oaths, and just the general location of where they draw their power, then we might be able to snap them out of it. But the issue I'm finding is, he kind of sorts through the books and we'll kind of flip open a few, is that most of these texts revolve around going to the location.
Within the Feywild itself?
Yes.
Oh, poor Rose.
I
Oh
mean,
no.
going to the Feywild, I guess it would depend on what part of the Feywild we'd have to travel to.
As far as I'm aware, their domain is known as the Cobalt Gardens. To get to there, one has to, from what Auntie has told me, travel through a place called the Hedge. And
Oh, I remember that place briefly.
through the Hedge, and apparently there's something else, something called Wonderland you have to go through to get to the Cobalt Gardens.
Don't worry, you have a white rabbit. God damn it.
Do I know anything about Wonderland?
You do. In fact, you do remember this from your previous life as Flix, is that Wonderland acted as a hub for the Feywild. It was a sort of a large congregation of Fey that created sort of a capital city, or at least one of many. And it kind of acts as a wheel spoke to several different realms in what's called Arcadia.
Okay.
It is a very dangerous place, a very colorful place where both the Seelie and the Unseelie interact, and it can be a bit of a crapshoot when it comes down to things that are not Fae.
Who rules over it?
There are 4 different rulers, all representing card suits.
Okay,
You,
so
in particular, Flix, only dealt with the King of Hearts, who
okay.
was a Seelie Fae and a benevolent ruler. However, last time you were there, you sort of remembered that there was kind of war going on between the hearts and the spades,
There
to a
was
point where it was open war in the streets.
oh, wonderful. Okay. So we'd have to go there. Is there a particular thing within their domain that they're drawing the power from that we'd have to either take or destroy?
That is what I'm wondering, because Auntie wasn't able to tell me much. She says that there's something within the Cobalt Gardens that is keeping the two of them sort of bound to it. And if there's a way to disrupt or even destroy it, we could probably even free them. Disrupting would, of course, be a temporary measure, as eventually it would rekindle itself. But at this point, it's either that or we keep them locked up and have them risk breaking out.
Mm-hmm. What kind of time frame are we looking at before they could potentially become too powerful with the shackles?
I don't know.
Fun.
Right now, we're currently using the strongest thing against Gentry, especially cold iron. If
Mm-hmm.
they break that, we'll be out of options.
I wouldn't be surprised if they'll get close to breaking that soon.
I wouldn't either.
I
They're
could
crafty.
feel it from the brief moment I did speak with Jericho.
I heard about that, yes.
He was pretty monstrous. All right. Let me talk to the others. I know Rose has issues of his own from his past with
Mhm.
and going to a place like Wonderland specifically might
Mm.
trigger him, and I don't want him to be upset or worried.
True.
And will understand if he does not wish to come on this journey, but I feel it's one thing I have to finish for that other half of me
I
before I
agree.
continue on in this new
And
life.
and until you come to that decision, I will continue researching the subject. If anything, I want to make sure that not only can you arrive there safely, but get back.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Leonard.
Of
And
course.
I'll
No
give
need
like a
to.
curt
But
bow.
before you go,
Mm-hmm.
may I see your sword?
Oh, yes, of course. And I'll hand it to him.
And he'll kind of take the blade into his hand, look over it before nodding his head. It's like, you've, as much of trouble you've caused for the realm, this is also something I want to aid you with further. You've done a lot for this place, and I feel that you and your group were not aptly awarded, even though I am aware that you didn't come till later on. Even so, consider this thank you for the help. And he'll take the blade
Mhm.
and run it across the palm of his hand.
Oh.
And you see as bright yellow and orange blood begin to spill out, but they don't spill out from his hand into the ground, but it begins to coat the blade.
Oh.
He runs the entire length along his hand to a point where the entire sword is now glowing a almost white, hot glow. And after a few seconds, it seems to harden and then vanish into the blade. I would like you to add a 1d8 flame modifier to your sword.
How do I do that?
It has a permanent fire
You have to
enchant.
edit your sword weapon.
The way?
You have to edit your sword weapon.
Well, my long sword's right here.
You have to edit it
Okay.
and add another damage type.
And I would also like you to add a +1 masterwork to it. He's basically tempered your sword with his own blood.
Huh? I don't know how to do this.
I'll type it in OOC for you, so.
Oh, 28 already.
What masterwork does is it acts as a magic weapon, meaning that you can hit specters and the like with it. +1 is, of course, as you expect, and of course, 1d8 fire damage every swing.
Should this be a crit thing? Okay. +1 is 1.
No, not that.
So how does that work then?
You'll roll it and it'll do 1d8 normal damage, 1d8 fire damage.
Oh,
Well, 1d8 plus 1 normal damage and 1d8
So, like-
fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
I set it up. We're good.
All right. And he'll hand the blade back to you. The blood of a lord is a powerful thing, especially considering the fact that it can have various different effects. Hmm. But yeah, your sword has been enchanted with the blood of the Fire Lord.
Hmm.
And he'll hand the sword back to you and then kind of hold his hand over the hand that got cut. It rather quickly heals, of course. But he'll smile to you and kind of bow his head. It's like, I'll try working together with Auntie a bit more to try to come to a conclusion on this, but it's not over and I don't want to give up on them. They're still in there.
Okay, cool.
Plate armor plus 1 if you wish. Sorry, it was on her character sheet.
No problem. But
Arius is out wandering the halls. Sure, that's going well.
But is there anything else you would like to do? Any other questions you'd like to ask in Luminessa?
No, I'll thank him for his time, and then I'll head off to go to a room to sleep.
And he'll wish you a good night. And then we'll turn the camera to Various, who is currently wandering the kind of penthouse suite room that the positives are currently in. What are you doing, Various? Stone campfire noises?
Various is for right now. They're just walking because they're trying to piece everything together in their head, and it's just been a long few weeks.
Mm-hmm. S'mores. But do you want to talk to anyone? Do you want to look for a place to rest?
He might finally find a place to rest after a little bit of walking.
Give me a 1d20.
Oh, we know how this is gonna go.
You bump into Matter Rat.
No, but as you're kind of looking around, you kind of go out of the little study area into the main room and kind of find a nice little chair off into a little corner next to a little bookshelf and a lamp, and kind of like, might as well, that'll do. So you kind of crawl up onto the chair, kind of get into a nice little position to kind of just curl up and get some rest. And what about you, Freus? You literally just see Various look around for a place to finally just kind of sit down and rest.
Damn. Is there another chair?
Yeah, there's another chair. There's actually several chairs.
Well, time to have some back pain. Goes to bed in the chair. Where
And as the night goes on, I'm going to be pulling each and every one of you aside.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
No.
who's first?
Oh, there
They
goes
took.
Chippy.
Oh well, that makes most sense because both two people at once. Efficiency.
Everyone gets
What-
pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza. Also, I was so tempted to mute myself and turn on the stream audio, but I was like, no, I'm going to be good.
I have questions.
This is the first gift that comes up if you search for pizza.
I will just pop that into. There we go.
Oh, you should have just drag and dropped it. Oh wait, no, I don't think. Are you using OBS? I think
Oh,
OBS, if you open it in your internet window and then
Yeah.
drag it over top, I think it will play? Question mark?
yeah, I don't know. I don't like dealing with OBS stuff if I don't have to during a stream, so I'll just
Yeah, it's fair.
pop in chat. Oh boy.
Wahoo!
Wait, what do you mean, oh boy?
It's fine.
Mm,
Everyone gets fun dream stuff.
oh,
Reyes
this
needs
is
to go back to water.
I mean, the outsiders might have fun dreams. Primordials, though?
It's just the horror stories of when you died. It's okay. You'll be fine. No more trauma.
Look at how happy this dog is.
It's a good doggo.
Hold on. Do they have the GIF? They do.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh. There goes ass!
This is fine.
Oh. As volunteered themselves with the gif of the rat with the slice of pizza.
You okay there, Chippy?
Fine. Everything's great. Let's not discuss these things.
I'm very curious though.
Oh,
Oh.
nothing. Just wonderful dreams about things.
I'm sure it's fine.
They dreams of mother.
Family.
Oh no. Uncle?
No. Uncle wasn't there. Mommy and Daddy were there.
Oh.
They were obviously having a disagreement, and the children got in the way.
Oh.
Oh.
And only one child's left.
Oh.
Disagreements between family members. Everybody's used to that.
Don't worry. Dom says, if you got family, you have everything.
But Tiberius says nothing.
Oh dear.
Family.
We're all fine.
That's some spicy pizza.
Got some chorizo
Oh,
on
no.
that one, Ayaz.
Oh no.
Wait, who's gone? Who's gone?
Dang, it feels like I just got kicked out of a car while they snatched someone else up. I didn't even get to say goodbye. It was a
You should
little
probably
like,
pop in there, hon, so you can get individually stolen.
Yeah, fine. I'll individually get stolen.
literally just felt like, oh, that's the last of the sentence. Wait. Oh, I'm already here. Okay.
I mean, isn't that how it's supposed to be?
The kidnapping is supposed to be unknown, which, okay, good on Nova. The dropping off, it's like, I didn't even say goodbye or thank you.
How was your dreams?
It's fine.
Awkward grin. It's fine.
Yep, everything's fine here. We don't need to talk about this. No one needs to talk about their previous trauma. No trauma at all, actually. We're all
Wait, yours
good.
is previous trauma?
Nope.
Everything's fine. Nothing's wrong.
Anything happens to the Kennedys. Wait, did we lose East or did we lose Jin?
Jin.
Yes.
It's fine.
We lost Giniest.
Also, just a reminder, do mention that Rose is a they them.
I apologize. I forgot about that. I'm sorry, Rose.
It's all right. I know you're trying your best.
It's been a bit of time since
Yeah.
She had a roleplay, so I think she forgot some stuff. Just like me and my goddamn accent disappearing.
No, that's fair.
Wow, all I remember hearing during your introduction is, yes, I wanted to look this way because Freyas looked nice. I'm like, wait, what? What?
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to talk, but I'm in pain.
Freyas, he grabbed her chest.
Yeah, and then said thank you, and then proceeded to die.
Yes, pretty much.
I could die happy now. Wait, no, what?
Yeah,
but to be fair, Alflix was like, all right, these are coming with me for my next 4.
Oh my god, wait, are they the same size?
Yes.
Hi.
Rose, as you fade into your slumber, you feel as if you're taken over by something else. Normally, when you sleep, you witness various different memories from your past, or in most cases, your death. This time is different, however. You're standing in a courtroom. You're surrounded by large pews and pedestals that are void of people. The entire area is colorless, drained even, but the world around you seems almost mechanical, as if this was a society that had evolved beyond the need for stone and wood. You see technology around you, and eventually, all of these pews are eventually filled with faces. Well, not so much faces, but blank mannequin like entities. They have no shape, no true form, but you can hear them muttering, and the muttering is growing louder and louder and louder. You are surrounded by these people, as if they're judging you, watching your every motion. But eventually, you turn around to try to run from this. You try to move, but find instead that you're face to face with another figure. This is not a figure that looked similar to the others, but in fact, they look like you. You, but draped in guild robes. They have your face, your markings, everything, but their eyes are hollow and blank. The moment you see this, you wake up.
Bluetooth.
That's amazing. I love that.
Oh, whoa.
Wait, what? What just happened?
Oh, Luminous is gone. Bye.
Shoot, I don't have her on mute.
What?
The crust was crispy and had a good texture.
Everything's fine, right?
Rose is just gonna wake up to everyone holding marshmallows over them.
The cheese,
like,
the cheese was 100% real mozzarella
Oh
with
my
freshly
goodness, I
grown
need to-
Italian tomatoes. Everything
need
is
to-
fine.
I need to message Nova about something.
so Various is gonna be a carrot, not a marshmallow. Gotcha.
No.
Oh no.
Wait, are we talking about s'mores again?
Maybe a little bit.
God damn it. I just imagine, like, there's, like, the group is just, like, standing over roast while they're sleeping and, like, trying to cook marshmallows, except one of them gets to the thing where, like, the marshmallow catches on fire and falls off the stick, and roast wakes up the next morning and there's just, like, marshmallows stuck in their hair. It's, like, just all charred and everything.
I mean, maybe the group wouldn't, but there is a certain character that might.
Belua?
No.
Belua holds a whole ham.
Oh? Oh?
And we're back.
Welcome back.
Grace Walker. Can you turn up again, hon?
Yeah. We're up. We're
The
good.
night passes, and you all eventually wake up. There is the distinct smell of marshmallows in the air.
Can't prove it was me.
Rose slowly, well, since they were face first, they roll onto one side and then will push themselves up into the same position. Does anything smell sweet around here?
Rose, give me a perception check.
Oh.
How much sleepies are in your eyes?
You don't notice anything. It's fine.
Who's in the room? Who is Rose in the room?
You can see Tiberius asleep on a cushion. And I'd say Luminosa came back during the night, and she's kind of stretched out over one of the more lavish couches.
Or did it become more lavish because of the glitter?
Oh, of course.
God damn it.
But you don't see Various or Freus in the room.
Rose is going to stand up, take a quick look around the room. Is going to sort of smirk over at Tibbs's sleeping form, and then it's going to cast Contometer. Is there a window in the room?
Yes.
Rose is going to make that window open and close really quickly and really fast.
Okay, you do that. Just.
Oh my god, it's haunted.
Glass shatters.
You all hear just a window open very quickly and then slam. So you all hear that, I'd say. So what I'm hearing from Tibbs is
That woman's house last night, gonna watch the rest of it. The shit happening in the gym with the doors opening and the TV's going on.
Wait,
The
what?
Apparently watching a paranormal show.
No.
No, when you're talking about that, and like the footage happening in this woman's house is insane. Like at one point, the door just freaking flies open, and I'm like, holy crap!
So Rose was in
Very
the
good.
house.
Yeah, Rose was in the house, obviously.
Rose in his
So how does everyone react to windows opening and closing?
Well, you know how Tiberius does.
He's asleep still.
Luminosa stands up and immediately yells, "It's haunted!"
Room's haunted!
Oh, I'm...
And readies her sword and her pig shield. Her shield is a giant tower shield with wings, and in the center of it is a pig's face.
That's adorable.
It's the truffle shield.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad to see at least one of our group skills are well honed. Would you mind getting Tiberius ready? I'm gonna go look for the others, and Rose is gonna wander out.
It doesn't take you very long to find Various and Freus. They're in the other room asleep on chairs.
Rose,
Alright. I still have no idea Rose actually did that. So I'm gonna wake everybody up and get them to stay behind me, being like, there may or may not be spirits here. Behind me, friends.
Let me do a quick roll real quick. One figure comes kind of sauntering out of one room, and they seem to be in the middle of eating a bunch of toasted marshmallows. A few of you would recognize this bird-like figure as Montu, who looks very confused.
oh,
You there, strange bird! There may or may not be spirits within these walls. Quick, get thee behind me.
Oh dear.
Various and Freus, so you probably hear Luminosa exclaiming and stuff like that, and waking all of you up. So you guys are awake now.
And Various is looking back and forth quickly.
Mm-hmm.
oh, that might have gone too well.
Would we see Rose?
Yes.
First, just kind of like from having their head like just dangling back, just pulls it forward, looks around, looks at Rose, is like, They're not running and screaming. Everything is fine.
And Tibbs, of course, Luminosa is probably shaking you awake.
Oh yeah. I grab him, hoist him up, put him behind me like, it's all right. Don't worry, they won't get you.
Huh?
Quiet, they can hear you.
What are you?
They sense fear. I think. The spirits. Shh.
Luminosa, there aren't any spirits here.
The windows just opened and shut by themselves. What else could it be?
Magic.
Nothing exploded.
Tiberius's ears go full down, like, definitely.
I love this.
Luminosa, no. Someone used some kind of spell like Mage Hand in order to make that.
Who would do something so ridiculous as to scare others who were in peaceful dreams
Tiberius's
of
eyes.
slitting one's throat?
Tiberius. Wait, what?
Nothing.
Tiberius's eyes are going to slowly turn to the one person he could think that would do that. Gross.
Well, Rose isn't there.
The one individual who isn't in the room.
We have no proof it's not spirits. It could very well be spirits.
Luminosa, what happened when you died? Did you become a spirit?
Technically, I was one.
Did you feel like closing a window abruptly?
If it was on Madarok's hand, yes.
Luminosa's haunted.
That's fair.
Taste that spite. I love it. Nom, 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 nom.
There's no such thing as spirits.
Oh, yes, that's perfect.
Oh, boy.
Once all this is finished, we'll go play pranks on that brute.
Eh,
Make him think he's going crazy. It's perfect.
Hilarious.
In the other room, Various is jolted and is looking around rapidly, and after a moment hops off their seat and rushes past Rose.
Good morning.
I need to I need to go do something.
Okay.
See, he thinks it's spirits.
Freya's just sits up proper in the chair now and is just looking at Rose and just gives a small wave.
Can you please put me down?
Oh, yes, of course. And I gently put him down.
Thank you. Now, where were we? We were planning on going somewhere, dealing with this chaos.
Oh, yes, actually, about that. There's something of great importance I have to tell everyone.
Of course there is.
And again, you don't have to come if you don't want to. And it's going to be a very delicate situation. Try to explain it to Rose. But I have to go to Wonderland and possibly either destroy or take a thing.
Wonder where?
It's a place within the Feywild.
The Feywild.
Yeah,
What?
the Feywild.
You say that as if I should know what that means.
Well, aren't you a magician?